Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Lance Gasaway, and we're back for another edition of Starmetal Gaming. This is episode 2 to Cauldron of Bones. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Good.
All right, we've had a few players move around and, had some technical difficulties since last time, but hopefully we got everything figured out. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and start it out with Othello, our Josh over here. Josh, where we left you off, you was experiencing a normal day at your hut with your parents, and sure enough, after planting some plants and warding off some goblinoids, your family ran into some old friends that decided to come back around and demand some things of them. Uh, they weren't very kind, and they attacked y'all outright. And the last thing you remember is getting blow darted and waking up on the ground after seeing your mother run off in the forest in the distance. I'm going to go ahead and say your character wakes up on the ground.
Do I hear anything right away? Do I hear any talking or voices or anything like that?
You hear the crackling of a fire.
Just kind of moving my eyes around. Do I see anything right away? Can I see the fire or any kind of shapes or anything?
Okay. As you start moving around, you move your eyes around, you notice you have a piece of paper in your hand, right? You feel like a lot of your items have been pulled off of you. First thing you notice, you feel like you've been searched and stripped. It feels like you've been hit in the face quite a few times. Like they beat on you a little bit while you were down. You look up and to the left, and sure enough, you see the hut. It's on fire, but it's kind of like just the front of the hut, and it's just now kind of catching.
But I don't see anybody else, or I don't see any of the cat creatures from before.
You do not.
So I have nothing on me, just the piece of paper.
You still have your basic clothes, but you notice that they took all your items off you.
Okay, I guess first thing I'll check the piece of paper and kind of look it over and see what it says.
It has a map drawn to this area, the first thing you notice. And it says, come to the Temple of the Elements and bring the key, or we will be forced to proceed with getting the information by any means necessary. Signed, Nimbra.
Okay, so I guess I'm finally going to get up and kind of dust myself off and just kind of get a better look at my surroundings. Can I see... I guess first thing, can I call for the warning hawk that my dad had? Is it still around?
As a matter of fact, as you call it, it does approach.
Okay. I guess looking around, can I do a search to see if I see any of my gear or anything I could use to kind of defend myself?
You start looking around and you don't see anything right offhand that you could use. I mean, you see like some sticks laying around that you could possibly pick up, but you don't see anything of any danger, like right in the area. You do notice that the building is starting to catch a little bit more on fire, and it does become apparent to you that you could get in there and out if you wanted to before it goes up in total flames.
I think would Othello know if there was anything inside that would be worth running in and grabbing
Um,
that's not
you,
already like in flames?
I don't know. It'd be worth the check. You don't know what could be possibly in there. All you know is that they took your bow and your weapons. And you know that your dad has a bow in there, but it's not strung and it's hid in the corner.
Okay, I'll rush in there and try to find that first thing. And if I have any other time, I'll just kind of do a quick scan to see if there's any rations or food stuff that I can kind of just grab.
Okay. As you rush into the burning hut, the smoke instantly gets into your eyes and your face really uh, right off the bat. Or did you go to hold your breath or anything?
Yeah, if I knew that it was like I only had a moment and it was in flames, yeah, I would definitely, kind
Okay.
of get a little bit low and cover my mouth a little bit just to grab the bow and get out.
All right. You go in there and sure enough, you're rummaging through the flames. You go to reach for the bow, but right as you do, part of the roof goes to fall down that's on fire. And roll a reflex save for me at a difficulty of 13.
That's a 17.
All right, good. You managed to dodge the piece of the roof coming down. It didn't hit you or anything, but the paper you had with the map drawn on it, it falls right
Hmm.
out of your shirt where you're keeping it, and it hits the ground and catches fire, or it falls right into the fire.
Well, I guess since this whole place is coming down, I guess it's just, is the paper totally burnt up, or is there like a scrap I can grab to at least see part of it?
Your character reaches to grab part of the paper, and sure enough, you pull a piece of it out, but it's just not even enough of the map to even have anything. But as you're doing that, you notice you look up on the corner, and there's also up on this stand thing your mom's mirror. And you know that that was a family heirloom to her.
If I know this place is coming down, I'm gonna get out. I mean,
Okay,
with that being a mirror, I don't want to risk losing my life here for a family heirloom.
that's fine.
So, yeah, once I have the piece of, well, I guess the burnt piece of paper, I'll just grab the bow and I'll just duck out.
All right. You go ahead and you duck out. Sure enough, right after that, the hut catches a little bit more and becomes unsalvageable to get inside. As you leave, you sit there and you look at your father's bow and you realize that the flames just slightly kissed it. It didn't burn it or anything, but it definitely turned it a darker hue. And you think about your father and you think about everything you've been through recently, and you're like, why did he have so many secrets? Why didn't he tell me about this? Crossing your mind, obviously. And you go ahead and I guess you start walking away from the hut as it's burning. You look around and you don't see anything that's very salvageable, right? But you're glad you have your dad's bow. Um, Problem is you do not have any bow strings on you.
Yeah, I'll just keep it kind of tucked away for now. Um, and then can I try and call over the warning hawk to kind of just stay near me?
Okay. Go ahead and
Hey,
roll your animal
uh,
handling for me.
hey, Josh. Yeah,
Hmm.
check your character sheet. You had extra bowstrings on your character.
Well, if everything's gone, would I have bowstring on me?
If they only searched their backpack, you might not have taken it. If they only took their bow.
I'll give you a percentile to see if they missed your bow strings, like if you kept them in a weird way. I will say that you retained your bowstrings.
Okay, well, let me call over the hawk and see if he'll kind of listen to me here. Let's see here.
Go ahead and just tell me what you hit for your check.
That'd be a 23 for handle animal.
Okay, the hawk quickly approaches to you, almost as if you were your dad, and you notice that he's never reacted that well to you. Maybe it's because your dad's not around right now that he's being like this.
Okay, so I guess first thing, I probably need to get away from this fire because there's no telling what's gonna show up. Um, just my brief glance at the map before it was burnt up, would I know or remember like which direction to go to, I guess, head to this temple?
I normally I would say give you a chance to retain it, but it being such a horrible experience, I'm going to say you kind of remember like one of the town's names, but you think you'd get it wrong. And it's just you didn't get to study it long enough. And, the building going up in flames kind of put a rush on you. So I'll say that you didn't get to actually look at the map yet.
Okay, so
You
I
are,
guess.
or sorry, you are
Oh, go
pretty,
ahead.
uh, the flames did kind of, got you a little hot and stuff and got you a little messy. You feel beat up, and you do know of a stream that's close by, and that's why you'll actually put your house here in this area because there's a stream not too far off that you could possibly wash up in.
Yeah, I guess first thing I'll head that way, just kind of clean myself up a little bit. Um, and then after that, I guess I'll head. Could I head to the direction that my mom was running beforehand and see if I can get any tracks or notice anything to see if she had made it farther, or if
Oh, so you
maybe I
did
could
go. You
see.
did go to the stream first.
Yeah, I'll go to the stream. Yeah.
Okay, you nail down into the stream, and your character goes to start washing himself off. You look in the stream and you see your reflection, right? It reminds you of your dad again, and you think about the moment of him getting beat, and then you think about your mom screaming, asking you if he's okay. Well, not screaming, but crying, asking if he was okay. It kind of flashes back a few times, but then you look at the tattoo that you have on your hand, right? And for some reason, it's doing something that it never did before, right? The multiple circles, sure enough, in the hand, they're all the same, but the dots that were within the circles, they've all moved, and and the dots are kind of like fading in and out, right? And two of them are really far away from you and in the same direction, right? And one of them is way over here, and it looks like the middle dot could possibly be you.
So, noticing that, if I start walking in a direction while looking at the tattoo, do the other dots get closer or
And
farther away?
actually, as you go to turn, the tattoo turns with everything, right? So it's kind of like a compass, and you can tell that the dots are locked. You assume that this is probably some kind of tracking thing that your parents got tattooed on you and didn't tell you exactly about how it worked, but you've never seen it
Okay.
activate until now.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to, noticing that, I'm going to get my bearings and try to head towards the two dots and start heading that way with the hawk.
Okay. You travel that way for a while, and sure enough, you come along a path that's kind of heading in the same direction, right? Uh, it's your choice if you want to walk along the path or not, or if you'd rather stay off of it.
If I can stay off the path but still kind of make my way, I think that would probably be best. That way I'm not out in the open, right?
Okay. Sure enough, you're staying along off the path for quite some time, and you come across, or excuse me, you see running up a couple of young children. They seem distraught, like they're crying and screaming.
Are they
I'm going to
screaming
say
anything?
this is after you walked along that path for about an hour.
Are they screaming anything in particular, or are they just kind of yelling?
They just seem erratic and like they're just crying, like they just witnessed something horrible.
I guess
They're running
part of me
down the
just.
path. You can see the path, and they're running down it, and they're screaming.
I guess I'm gonna pop out and I'm just gonna yell back at them, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And kind of have my hands up, just kind of,
When you pop out,
not so
the
offensive.
when you pop out, the little boy gets in front of his sister, and he pulls out a dagger, and he's like, "You stay back, you stay back. You won't hurt us either. They probably belong to you."
I'm just gonna put my hands up and just be like, "What are you talking about? What's going on?" And just kind of try and be as open and not so scary as possible, right?
Well, his sister slaps him beside the ear real hard, and she's like, he's a human, you dumb dumb. There's no way he's with them. He'll probably help us. You'll help us, right?
Yeah, I nod my head. I'm like, yeah, but first tell me what's going on here. What are you running from?
Like, oh, our entire farm. There's so many of them. Those little purple, I think they're called moblins. I don't know. They're all over the place. They're like little purple type goblinoids. Uh, the father's fighting them right now. He told us to run away.
I'm gonna ask them, do you know where you're running to?
No, he just told us to run away from the farm for right now. We're just running away so we don't get hurt. There's so many of them.
What direction is your village?
He goes, our farm's right up that way. It's not a village. It's just a farm.
Okay. I'm gonna tell them to stay off the path. I'm gonna say, try to hide, cover yourselves up with grass, leaves, whatever you got to do. Just camouflage yourselves, stay quiet, and stay in this area. And then I'm going to start heading the way to the farm.
Okay.
Probably as stealthily as possible. And once I start to see it, I'm going to definitely stop and pull out the bow and start restringing it if I can.
You come up to the farm and you notice a man out there and kind of like half armor. You can tell he has a helmet on and he has the breastplate, but that's it. And the rest of it's just farmer clothes. The helmet looks rusted, the breastplate looks rusted, and he's out there with a pitchfork in one hand and a sword in the other. And he's hacking at these goblins, right? Well, moblins. Anyway, these little purple goblins, and they're coming at him, going all crazy and stuff like that. He's doing what he can, but it looks like he's starting to lose. You can tell from what's left, there's about 5 of them left, and it looks like he's killed a couple of them.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, I don't even have arrows, do I? I guess I'm just gonna run up to him, and I'm just gonna say, "Give me a weapon, and I can help you."
You run up to him, and sure enough, he are when you run by the goblins, right? Uh, they're going to get. You're not focusing on them, right?
Well, I wasn't gonna just run into the fray with him. Is he being surrounded or?
Okay, so you run within distance that you can speak to him, but not right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you get within distance and you yell with him like, "Hey, I can help. Do you have any weapons?" Right? He
Hmm.
kind of sees the bow in your hand, and he's like, "Yeah, there's arrows right over there on the side of the house. Ho quiver, go get them."
Okay, I'm gonna rush over there, and then once I see it, I'll strap that on, and I guess as fast as I can, I'll try and restring the bow.
As you rush over there and you grab it and you start turning it on, sure enough, 2 of the goblins you see are running over to you as you're trying to string up the bow. Before they get to you, I'll let you go ahead and make a reflex check at a difficulty of, let's say they're coming straight at you. I'll give it a 14. See if you can do it before they get to you.
It's an 11.
All right. You was not able to get to them or do it before they got to you. Roll initiative.
That is a 17.
They go off on a 13. So you obviously finish latching the bow, and I'll give you attack if you like, since you're already in mid action trying to do it.
Yeah, I'll take that. Let's see here. Just an attack, no movement or anything.
Oh, just the attack, no movement.
Let's see. That would be, what's my... that's a 13.
All right.
Are they within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be a 14 then.
Okay, you hit then. Go ahead and do me damage.
That'd be a 1.
Awesome. Okay, 1 second. Right as he's screaming, as he's fighting, he screams at you. He's like, "Don't let them bite you or touch you. They're poisonous." And sure enough, right then, one of them's like, "Yeah," and he jumps at you. He got his flap going and everything, coming straight for your face with his mouth open, like he's going to try to bite you. And he rolled a 7. So, what was your AC? He guaranteed miss, I'm sure.
Without armor, that's 12.
Okay, yeah. Well, he did just barely miss you then. Uh, He got pretty close to you, you know. I'm going to say that he came within range and he's biting at you, but you're dodging away from him. Um, the other one is trying to get around his friend. He's kind of like behind him, and he kind of like can't get around to get a solid attack on you either. Your go. Oh, excuse me, the other guys. Oh wow, the dude just rolled a 20.
Hey, I'll take it. Go farmer guy.
All right. Sure enough, you see him cut off like the not the arm, but like a little bit inside of the arm, the whole like shoulder trunk and the arm and everything of one of the goblins, and it just totally passes out. There are 4 more left, 2 more on him and 2 on you. Uh, the 2 on him, 1 roll to 1. Dear God, this is the worst
I'll
dice.
take it.
And a 95. Oh man, that's horrible. That's death. God, what? So one of them just killed themselves. All right. Well, I'm going to say that the one was running up right behind the other one whenever he swung down, and he happened to kill 2 of them at once accidentally. So there's only 1 left, and it's got still 2 on you, and it's your go. Or there's only 1
Okay.
left on him.
Well, with only a bow in hand, it's going to be kind of tough to shoot in melee. Let me see. I might have to withdraw here because I do not want to get touched by these things. Let's see here. Yeah, can I withdraw then as a full round action?
I think they'll get an attack of opportunity though if you turn your back, right? Or is it? Can you like prep? Can you defensively back off? That's what you're saying.
Let's see. I think that's, what is that, fighting defensively or?
Yeah, because if you go to run away, then yeah, they get an attack of opportunity. But I think if you go to back off defensively, I don't think they
Yeah,
get
you're
one.
right, Lance. You can back off defensively and not get attacked of opportunity.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to do that because I do not want to get hit with these guys.
So you're going to
What do I
use your
need to?
full attack, just trying to get back away from them.
Yeah, I'm just going to back away. I don't want to get hit by these things. Give some distance.
Okay, I'm going to say that you have about double their movement rate, right? So you can get as twice as far from them in 1 round as you can, but you're going to spend that round going away from them. As you're backing away, one of them's going to throw his hatchet at you. What was your AC?
12.
All right, he hit with that. He rolled a 15. It only did 1 point of damage, but it barely nicked you on the arm.
Well, I'll take that. Better than anything worse. So in my movement, can I kind of circle around and start heading back to the farmer that's fighting just the one, just to kind of close distance with him a little bit?
Okay, so you go back around, get closer to him.
Yeah, just kind of take my movement to get away from him, but I kind of want to head back and get closer to the farmer guy because he seems to be doing a lot
Okay.
better than I am.
Well, no. I still got his round real quick before because you used your whole round to back off of
Mhm.
them. They just threw. I got to handle his real quick, but then I'll get back to you. And he rolled I'm not even joking. He just rolled another 20. This is the baddest farmer that ever lived.
I'm thankful
I'm
for it.
not.
I'm thankful.
I can't even. Y'all want me to put the camera down here because this guy's just rolling 20s all night. Y'all should probably hire him.
Yeah,
Who wants to start playing the farmer?
for real.
He didn't have too much of effect though. What I'll say is that he blinded one of the goblin's eyes. He did not do enough damage to kill him though.
My go.
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna say the one was stunned from getting his eye slit out. The other one managed to actually stick him. Or no, there's only one on him. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so seeing that, I guess I'm gonna fire at the one that the farmer is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Am I within 30 feet of that one?
Now that are you moving towards him?
No. Where I'm at right now, am I within 30 feet?
Uh, yeah, I would say since you're moving back towards that direction. But also I'll give you flanking on that goblin, so you'll get like a +2, I believe, to hit him because he's not paying
So
attention to you and his back's turned.
yeah. So I guess I'm gonna stay put then, and I'm gonna do rapid shot. Let me check my bonus here. I think that is a -2. So 1. First one. First one's just an 8. And then the second shot is a 6. So yeah.
Oh, even with your
With
plus.
Yeah, well, rapid shot lowers the plus a little bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
if this is just a basic bow, my bonus isn't very high.
All right. For some reason, the goblin was just moving around perfect right as you were firing him. Like you fire and he moved left, and you fire left and he moved right.
Yeah,
But you didn't hit the farmer. You know, that's
yeah.
good. The other goblins are making it up to you this round. They didn't get to attack you, or the one got to throw his hatchet at you, but
Mm.
the other two, they're making it up to you this round. Um, I'm going to go ahead and have them. One rolled a 19 for a
That'll
bite.
hit.
For a bite. Oh, he did 2 points of damage. Saving throw versus poison.
Fortitude save.
Yep. Uh, I'm gonna say a difficulty of 14.
Ooh, yeah, that's a 9.
Right under it.
I rolled a 9 total.
All right. What was your fortitude plus though?
+4.
Oh,
I rolled a
right
5.
under it. Wow. Okay, you get one additional point of damage, right? And the effects of the poison are long term. I'll have to tell you later. Hey Jared, can I get a voice check with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure. I just saw your mouth moving. And I didn't know if you were talking and you wasn't getting any audio.
Oh no, we just muted everything.
All right. Whose turn was it? Sorry, I got lost there. Was it the farmers?
The goblins just went. They attacked me.
Okay.
Or well,
And
only one did. Did the other one hit me? I think that was just one.
he missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And now for the farmer. He finally misses the goblin. I guess he's not just criticals all night. That's good.
Fortunately, right?
2 20s in a row. Don't argue with that farmer.
Yeah. Balancing out my rolls, I guess.
Okay. He missed. The goblin on him. Missed him. Sure go. The 2 are right there on you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the one's teeth are still kind of latched into you. He had such a solid bite. He did max
Yeah.
damage with his bite. He didn't get critical. But I'd say he bit you real good. I'd say you might have to pull him off you.
Would that be like what, a disarm, a grapple, or?
I guess you could just do a strength check. I'm fine with that. At a DC at 12.
That's a natural 1.
All right.
I hope this farmer's got some something up his sleeve.
It's not that bad, but what it was is you went to pull him off of you and you did an additional point of damage and he didn't let go.
Well,
But I only rolled a 1 on that D4, so that's not too bad.
yeah, I'll take that.
These goblins are extra chewy.
Sounds like it. So would that just be my action? Do I still have like anything else? Let's see here.
I believe you could move if you wanted.
Let's see here. Well, if I move, they're going to probably just get another attack on me. I guess I'm just going to stay put and just kind of wrestle with this goblin and see if my luck holds or gets any better next round.
Yep. Farmer rolls a 19.
Thank goodness.
He did max.
Somebody
He did max damage just now, killing the goblin that's on him, the one-eyed goblin, finishing him off. And he starts running towards your area. Your go.
Yeah, first thing I'm going to yell is, "Get this thing off of me!" And I'm going to try and get this goblin off of me. Another strength check.
Yes.
Okay, that one's a little bit better. To 12.
Okay, you got him off there.
Okay. I may have to risk the attack of opportunity here just to get some distance. Yeah, if he's closing the distance with me, I'm just going to go ahead and start backing up and getting a move in so I can get out of here.
Okay. I will say that was a one act your extra action getting him off. If you want an attack, I can give you an attack if you want.
Let's see here. Can I? Yeah, just as a standard action, that's just one attack, right? So can I move and then attack?
Oh,
Just
I was
one.
I was gonna have you pulling him off you count as your move. So I'll
Oh,
let you pull him off you and attack him if you want, or you can choose to move away from them greatly. Either way.
am I just
But
gonna hit him with the bow then, I guess? Or because I don't know if I could hit from this close range with an arrow, right?
oh, you can still shoot him right in the face. You can shoot somebody 1 foot from their head with an arrow. I don't care. It's just gonna go in real good.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that then. I think
All right, and you're welcome to slap him in the face with a bow, whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I do have precise shot, so technically I wouldn't get any negatives if I'm shooting into melee if there's an ally, right? So, yeah, I'll just point blank this dude then.
Well, okay, so you just ripped him off of you, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I'm
I
gonna
mean, he's still right there.
okay, I'm gonna say he's still in your hands, and there's a water trough right there.
Okay, yeah, let's dunk him in and just push him in, hold him under.
All right, he goes to start drowning the goblin.
And then I'm gonna yell out real fast to the farmer, "Get the other one!" And I'm just gonna thrash around with the one I've got in the water.
Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. That other one rolled a 20 on you.
Might be the first death.
I'm gonna say that you were bent over, uh, drowning the other goblin, and the other one came up and bit you right on the balls.
Oh man, that's definitely. I'm gonna
He
be
did
feeling that.
he did 6 point of damage. And I'm gonna go ahead and have you make uh, a fortitude check at a difficulty of 15.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Okay, you
24
manage.
total.
Instead of cowering down in pain, you
Yeah.
just, I will say that you just got the biggest rush of adrenaline you've ever had in your life. And you're pretty sure that that goblin just bit half your nuts off.
Oh,
But you're still in the fight. You're not knocked
I'm still
out.
alive.
You do have uh, minimum bleeding there, though. I will say that you'll have to definitely bandage it up real good.
Ooh. Well, I guess better than just death.
Man. All right. Farmer
Farmer
comes
save
up.
me.
Hmm. All right. Okay, so the farmer comes up to the one that is behind you, uh, the one that just bit you, right? And I'm going to say that he impales him from the back, uh, right after he bit you. But uh, even though it hurt real bad, I'd say your character screams and he gets
Yeah.
real mad and he just doubles down on the one he's drowning, right? And you're
Yeah.
kind of crying and you're real mad, but sure enough, you see the one finally in the water drowned.
Okay. So there's just the one left on me now still, or did the farmer get that one?
Oh, he got him.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a I'm gonna hold him for just a few seconds more just to be safe, kind of slosh him around a little bit just to make sure, you
Oh
know.
no, there ain't no problem with that.
So yeah,
Totally understandable.
once I see he's not moving totally, I'm just gonna push him off and just I guess first thing probably check myself out. Rip off some clothing, get some makeshift bandages going on. Probably cussing the entire time.
Uh okay. The damage down there is pretty bad, but it's healable with a healing potion or any other type of magical healing. But right now you can just, I'd say that you can barely move. The guy grabs you after you go to check yourself because you're like, and when he sees all the blood, he goes in and grabs you and he's like, here, let me help you up to the house. Thank you so much. You literally saved me. And he starts taking
I think you saved me actually.
He's like, no. He goes, I wouldn't have handled all of them if you left those other two on me. There's no way. He's like, we can get you fixed. My wife's inside. We'll help you. Sure enough, like right outside the area y'all were fighting, the two kids pop out of the behind a hay bale, and they're like, they killed him. They're so happy, and they came running up there. And the little girl looks at you and she's like, I know we wasn't supposed to come up here, but you fought very well, almost as good as Daddy.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks, I guess. As I'm like limping along, trying to, put on a brave face.
Yeah, that kid's like, ooh, those things bite. Oh, he's like, are you gonna be all
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Lying, but yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Um, Things are extra gross though. You're walking by one of them, and I mean, it looked like it had an extra head growing out of its neck, had a big growth and an eye on it. They looked uh
Like mutated or something?
the thing is like moblins, they just recently started showing up around here, and they don't know where they came from. You know, they everyone kind of rumored that they're goblins that ate so many poison berries that they became poisonous themselves, right? But that's the only explanation that you've heard recent. Y'all start going up to the house, and sure enough, the wife comes out and she greets her husband, and she's like, "You still got it after all these years. I'm so proud of you." And she says to you, she's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but obviously you must have ran into the children." She's like, I couldn't even come outside the door. I was stuck. And she goes, if I came out the door, they were right there. And she goes, thank you so much for helping my husband and saving my kids. I can't explain to you what this means to me. She goes, here, let me do what I can about your wounds.
Yeah, I just say, your husband was the one that did most of the work. Yeah, he's definitely a fighter for sure. As I like try and wince through the pain and making sure I'm not bleeding everywhere.
Um, she goes ahead and she gives you a slight potion. She says, go ahead and drink this. She goes, it's going to put you out for the night. So, but we can wake you, or you'll wake in the morning and you'll feel a lot more refreshed. She goes, I can do something about this open wound. It won't be opened when you're up, but she goes, I don't know if you'll be fully healed, but I can stop the bleeding and hopefully make it to where you can walk around okay.
Yeah, I just tell her thank you. Can I do a quick check on my tattoo to see if the two dots have moved or anything since my running around and everything?
They're still in the same direction, but that one dot, the other dot moved.
Hmm. Okay.
Because
Yeah,
there's
I
two
guess.
that's your parents. There's one that's obviously you in the middle, and there's another one.
Oh, there's three dots, or I guess four.
Yeah, including
So
yours, there's four.
okay. Well, knowing that, I guess I'll just kind of rest best I can, and I'll chug that potion.
Okay. You pass out after a little bit, hearing her humming a song and everything while getting a wet rag and everything ready to work on you. Um, sure enough, you wake up. You see that it's bright outside. It kind of looks like morning, and you're laying in a comfy bed.
I guess first thing I'm gonna check my tattoo. Any movement on there?
Okay. The one dot has moved again, and your mother and father's or dots have moved a little bit, but they're just going slightly up in this other direction. But still followable. That's a good one to say. Anyway,
Yeah, I guess I'll look around. Do I see anybody? Is the wife in there?
actually, you don't see anybody in the house at the moment, but you do see on the table a backpack that has several. Um, it has like rations around it, a lantern, a rope, flask of oil, a water skin, a little gold pouch. You see it all stacked together, and it's kind of close on a table next to where you were laying.
Well, I don't want to take anything that I know is not mine. So I think I'll just hobble out and see if I can find anybody.
Okay,
Actually, yeah, before I head out, can I check my wounds to see how they've healed? Is it
actually
like
they've healed quite a bit, and you're about 3 hit points from max.
sounds good to me? Okay, so yeah, I'll head out and see if I can find anybody before I mess with that stuff.
Okay, you go out and you sure enough you see the wife working in the garden with the daughter, and you see the husband out in the field with the son.
I guess I'll head over to the husband first.
Okay.
Um, I guess I'll first thing I'll ask him is everybody accounted for? Has there been any more attacks or sightings or anything? Or do you think you guys are safe here?
Oh, everything's fine. He goes, you've been out for 3 days. You feeling okay?
3 days?
Well, we
That was
didn't
a
want to
powerful
wake you.
potion.
We tried our best, but
No, I
we just wanted
appreciate
you to
it. Yeah.
rest. We thought we wouldn't wake you, but yeah, sure enough, we went ahead and put you together a little present for helping us out. We noticed you didn't have any items on you except your bow, and who travels around like that? We went ahead and gave you some extra stuff we can spare, and if you're ever back through here again, you're welcome to stay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I guess I'll start to ask, have you ever heard of something called the Temple of the Elements?
Hmm. I've heard someone mention it before in town a long time ago. Uh, but it was some guy talking in a bar. I wouldn't know anything about it.
Have you ever seen cat folk that walk on two legs like a human? Speak like a human? Have you
Hmm.
ever seen those around here before?
Oh, I've seen a few cat folk. Seen big ones and small ones.
Hmm. All right, well,
Looking for
thank you for
anyone
your
in
time.
particular?
Have you ever heard the name Nimbra?
Nimbra. Hmm. I think he's a mercenary. Part of some little mercenary band. Does work for gold. I've heard of him. I've seen him walking down the road a few times. I heard he hates it when people call him fluffy and cute.
That I can believe. I kind of had a bit of a run-in with him, hence why I was stripped of all my gear.
Oh, I didn't know he was that type.
I didn't know either, actually. First time I met him, and yeah, I definitely made a bad impression. But
So was that the extra bruises that were on your face?
I want to say, yeah, I think so.
Are you looking for him?
Yes and no. He definitely has something of mine, but at the same time, he definitely I think is out of my league. He runs with a band that probably not a good idea for me to just trying to get the jump on him, so to speak, by myself.
Well, there's a lot of people out there willing to do things for coin. You might be able to hire someone to help you. I'd help you, but of course I got all this responsibility. But yeah,
I was I was just about to ask that because yeah, that showing you did definitely I mean, I tried to jump in and be your hero, but I seems like you were the one that kind of did most of the work here.
oh, I just got lucky. This old sword, she's been good to me.
Well, yeah, once again, thank you for your help. Um, and yeah, I think I'll take up your offer on the bag of stuff because I'm definitely gonna need it where I'm going. Um, And yeah, so from here, out of character, would the city that I told my mother to run in, would I know kind of where it's at? Is it still far away? Is it closer?
The city where you're talking
Where I
about?
told, where I told my mother to run to, the nearest city, the big city, is that still
Oh,
like far
I would say that that was south, and you're actually heading west.
based on the tattoo? Okay.
Yeah,
Dang, I was kind of hoping to intersect that, but yeah, I
or
guess
not
I'll
west.
just
Excuse me. You're heading east. Flip flopping.
yeah, I guess I'll just say my goodbyes then, and then I'll head over to the wife and just kind of say thank you again for your help. You definitely saved my life last night. That was or I guess 3 days ago. That was an event for sure. I'm glad I could help, despite what little help I actually did.
She's like, "Well, I'm glad I could mend some things down there. Hopefully, everything will be okay with time." Sure enough, that poison faded off too. I think that's why you were out for so long.
That makes sense. I'm glad that that's kind of out of my system. Hopefully, I don't suffer any more side effects later on down the road. But yeah, thanks again. And if I find my way back here again, maybe I'll stop by. So,
Okay.
and then I'll just kind of say my goodbyes and head back and kind of take a count of everything that I've got that's in that bag.
Okay. You need me to tell you one more time?
You can just text it to me later, I guess,
Okay.
or to me now. That way it'll be a little bit easier for me to write down.
All right. So do you go ahead and go to leave after you collect the items?
Um, yeah, because this is just a farm town, right? Or like a little farm house.
It's just a farm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll just check the tattoo one more time, get my bearings, and kind of just keep my bow. Is my bow still intact and everything?
Yep.
Like before I
Everything's
set out?
fine.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'll just check the tattoo, get my bearings, and start heading that way.
Yeah, as you're
Maybe
walking
with a
out of
little
the
bit of a
farm,
limp.
you hear a little slight noise in the bushes as you're walking away from the farm. Uh, roll a d6 for me.
Let's see here. That would be a 4.
Okay. Uh, little girl kind of surprises you as she jumps out. She's got her face painted purple like one of the moblins, and she's like, "I'm gonna bite you!" Ah!
I'm just
She
like,
kind of
nope.
spooks you right
Yeah,
off.
I'm like, "No, please, no, no." And I kind of act a little bit more scared than I probably should be, and I'm just like, please, powerful Moblin, don't hurt me. And I just kind of like, play with her a little bit, just kind of humoring her.
Well, she comes out and she says, "I was going to give this to my mom because I found it, but since you saved me and helped save us, I think you should have it." And she pulls a little blue and gold box out and hands it to you.
Is this a
You look
secret
on the front
treasure?
of it. She's like, "Oh, I just found it in a field." And you look on the front of it, and sure enough, it's got some letters all on these dials, kind of like a suitcase with the numbers, except it's letters.
Hmm. Well, thank you very much. Um, you wouldn't happen to know how to open this. Have you messed with it? Have you tried to open it or?
She's like, "Oh, no, I'm not good with puzzles." And she goes, "Plus, I don't know what's in it." She's like, "It does say a word on the front." And she's like, OBMELESS. Yeah, I don't know any words to spell that.
All right, well, I'll see if I can open it and figure it out. Thank you very much. I'll just kind of like pat her on the head and tell her to go scare her brother.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll take a look at the box. If I put my ear up to it and just very lightly shake it, is there any rattling inside?
Hmm?
Like if
When you shake it around, there is rattling inside.
does it sound metal or does it sound like wood or something? Can I
Sounds
like
like something.
differentiate?
Sounds like something metals in it.
Well, And then you said the letters were OBMELESS.
Yep,
Is that the dials, or is that just printed on the box?
that's on the dials. You can,
Okay.
but the O and the B look like they're slightly off. The other ones look like they were locked in. The O and the B just look like they're slightly off.
Can I spin the O and see what the other letters are?
Okay, sure enough, you go to spin, and the next one is next letter in the thing. It'd be it'd be, or excuse me, N's before it and P's after it.
Oh, so like each dial is the whole
Alphabet. Yeah.
alphabet? Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry, all this taking so long. I didn't know Josh was
Um,
going to be there.
well,
Might be
that
having
poor
extra
showing in
long.
the fight. Well, I guess looking at this, you said that the O and the B were the only ones that were like off a little bit. Can
Yes.
I change the looking at this, can I change the word to be homeless and see if it opens?
Okay. It does not open.
Hmm. Well, I guess in the essence of time, I guess I'm just gonna kind of think on this as I'm put it back in my pack, and as I'm walking, keeping an eye out, following the tattoo, I'll just kind of rack
If
my
you want to
brain
do
to
an
figure out.
if you want to do an intelligence check, I could have your character figure out the answer if you want. It'd be a difficulty of 16.
That's a 13 total. Yeah, I'll have to mess around with it some more.
Okay, sure thing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop that right there. Russ, as the acid hits your body, you feel every fiber of your entire being start to melt. The acidic lava washes over you, melting all items in your flesh. As you lay there, the green liquid seeps into your bones, turning them into a rotten green. Your eyes open, red as glowing rubies, consumed with hatred and anger. You rise off the earth screaming. At that time, the beautiful holy symbol that the man gave you starts glowing a beautiful blue. Electricity starts wrapping around it. It begins to vibrate and shake, and you begin to slightly lift off the ground. A circular pulse erupts from the symbol and blasts all the green off of your bones. You fall back to the ground, and your eyes change to a brilliant purple and then a glowing blue. You then regain control over yourself. What do you do?
Is he still Bones?
I'm skeleton.
Yeah.
Am I wearing anything?
Everything
your
you have
wish.
the holy symbol still. Everything
I have a
else
holy
was
symbol.
melted.
Okay. And this is still going on. She's acid or whatever the green stuff is still being thrown places. My friends are turning to skeleton goo in front of me. The
Well,
eagle is
what's really
flying
messed
off.
up as see, but it took you a little bit to get up after you got hit. It took a little bit to melt you. It took you a little bit to get up. And
Okay.
as you get up, you kind of wake up and you start trying to stand, and all you hear is screams. And you look around and you just see these dwarven skeletons, these green dwarven skeletons tearing other dwarves apart. Like there's none surviving in front of one of you, but just one. And it's a dwarven guy, and he's on his back still, and he has two of them, but he's still trying to fight them off, and they're biting him all over.
I try to use turn undead.
Alrighty.
So I grab my holy symbol that's still on my body, and I try to use turn undead.
Okay. I forgot how turning works in 3.5. My bad.
Actually, I did two real quick.
Is this roll right?
Yeah. I got a 17. My dice was 17. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to add to it.
Anybody want to jump in on turning undead? I haven't ran a priest in 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh. So there's a D20 roll, and I gotta find the table.
I think it's like 2d6.
Yeah, you roll 2d6, and I don't remember exactly what it was for what you had to. I wanted to say it was your caster level. For how
Well, I
many
got
hit
11. I got 11 for the 2d6. So if I ask my, be 14 on my caster with my caster level.
So it just turns a certain hit die number, just like in the other ones, right?
I think so.
Yeah, how well he rolled on his D20, it modifies that by how many hit dice maximum and everything of a hit die.
Yeah, so right now he can turn 14 hit die, I believe, worth of undead based on his 2d6 roll.
Okay. I will say that you kill the two that are on him.
Okay.
Hey, Michael, are you ready to have a best friend?
All people are Michael's friends.
Okay, you
Right.
blast. You grab your holy symbol and you blast the undead clean off of him. None in the area notice you as of right now. Or him.
Okay, well, I don't want him seeing me either. So I will.
Looking for something to cover you?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for a cloak, or all my stuff just disappeared. Well, everything I was wearing anyway. So I'll move back in the building, or go back in the door if this.
Well, I'm going to say that one of the ones you attacked was or I'll just say, or no, I'll say that there's a blanket on the ground. I rolled for it. There's something that you could disguise yourself close with.
Okay.
I'll just say there was like some type of blanket on the ground close to you. Piece of fabric.
I grab the blanket and I move away from the battle.
Okay. The dwarf notices you as you're moving away, and he tries to get up and go towards you. He's badly wounded.
I hold my hands up in defense, cowering because I don't want him to kill me again.
Well, you're kind of hidden, and your eyes are glowing blue. They're not glowing red. But I'm just letting you know. I'll say that you're hidden in a shadow area, and he's coming up to you. He goes to approach you, and he's like, "I don't have long, please." And you recognize him as Klofka, right?
Klofka.
And He's like, I don't have long, please. He goes, there's a way out of here. He goes, there's a secret tunnel in my house. Just take the tunnel. Get out of
I
here.
lay on I lay on hands. I do cure light wounds. And then I run towards his house to use the escape. So I heal him for 10 points of damage.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I move towards his house.
Whenever you get up close to him and you go to heal him, he sees your face and he's like, what? And he's like, goes to like yell, but then he just passes out from exhaustion. You go ahead and you finish heal him and you run off.
Yeah.
As you work your way through the streets and everything, sure enough, in the distance, you hear groaning and yelling, bones being snapped, people screaming. You finally work your way out, going through the alleyways between the buildings, and you get up to his estate that's actually built into the side of the mountain. But you do notice that there's 3 more dwarven skeletons outside, devouring what looks like used to be the last of his family. One of them might actually be his family member. Anyway, what do you do?
No, I quickly move into the building.
You try to go unseen?
I use rebuke undead again.
Okay.
I try to save as many as I can.
All right. So you're going to try to use on the ones on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me. Does turning have to be used on one creature, or can it be used on a horde?
It can be used on a horde. It's that's what the 2d6 are for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a total that many hit dice are turned at one time. So my last one was 14, and if they 1 hit dice, it would have been 14 of them that I would have turned.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So
No,
that would be a total of 9. So 9 hit dice.
Okay. And being that they each have about 3 apiece, I'll go ahead and say that you turn them.
Okay. And then I quickly move inside to find what exit he was talking about. If I see any gear or random things, a mace or a morning star or a cloak or a backpack or something, I quickly grab it.
Okay. So you want to search real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Would be a spot or a search? Yeah. Search.
It'd be a search. Oh, hell yeah. That would be a 18 total.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you find a mace. But you get taken by the pictures of their family on the walls. You kind of just admire their portraits, and you're thinking how you just seen some of them dead out there, and you don't even know if he's going to make it. So it pauses for a second. Right before that, or right beside that, you actually see a statue of the goddess and one small barrel of the golden ale, and right next to it, a beautiful golden drinking horn.
I leave it.
Sure.
Not mine to take.
Okay. You also find some gold and gems in a pouch. Upon looking for the way out, go ahead and roll another search for me.
At that time, I got a 9.
Okay, you still haven't been able to find the secret tunnel. Go ahead and roll again for me.
That time, I got a 17.
Uh, you find the secret trigger is actually a statue of a dwarf, and he was chugging the beer. And you found that when you pulled his arm down, that it released the gate. Right as the door was opening to the secret tunnel, though, you do notice lots of undead starting to pile outside the house. You go ahead and you go into the tunnel, and the door, or there's a mechanism to close the door behind you.
Okay. I quickly make it through the door and shut it behind me.
All right. As you open the tunnel before, a burst of air flows through, and actually, it feels good even on your bare bones because it's untouched by evil, and so much evil surrounding the air that's around you. You go ahead and you go down the tunnel, and you make your way down, and sure enough, at the end, you see a metallic dwarven mask hanging on the wall to the right. It actually eerily kind of looks like the way you used to look, just a little bit, and you can tell that it's made out of platinum.
That's weird.
Almost like it was meant to be there.
I'll take it, and I put it in. Did I get a bag or something to put it in?
Okay, so up in the house, I will say that you found also a sack to carry your stuff in. Not a backpack or anything, but you did find a sack that you
Okay.
could put some things in.
Then I quickly make my way through the cave.
Hey,
Or
like I said, you
the
got to the end of the door. And that's where you found the mask at the end of the tunnel. You open up the secret doorway leading out the bottom of the mountain, and you walk out into the woods. And I hate for yours to go so short, Russ, but that's literally where I got to leave you off,
Okay.
brother. Are you okay with that?
I guess so.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I didn't think you were going to turn those things so fast. I thought you were going to have to fight a few of them. So obviously, I should have given more hit die.
Didn't leave me with a lot of options.
You're just too good, Russ. Too good for good.
That's what I get for giving a speech before the game started.
Okay, Michael, you leave the tower for the first time since you came. A slight sense of ache slowly seeps into, or in being that you're leaving the only place that has accepted and loved your love of the dark and your love of the dead. Looking to the horizon, you know that you still have plenty of time till the sun rises, but who knows what kind of horrors will follow that. um, and you start down the path heading north. What do you do?
So north is the direction towards the mountain that I saw in that vision.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there like there's a path? Is there like a sort of like shrubbery or forestry around the path that I could maybe walk through alongside the path?
If you'd like to stay off the path, you can.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Traveling slightly away from the tower, you come across a few deadly poisonous plants planted near the temple. You know that they probably belong to the druid necromancer Diviani, or excuse me, Divini, something like that. uh, you think that the plants belong to her, but I was just going to mention you seeing them. I didn't know if you wanted to do anything.
Do I know what they are?
You know that they're plants that you've been there long enough that you know that she grows poisonous plants. You know that these are possibly some of her plants. Uh,
Do I know of her temperament that of people taking those plants?
I didn't even check. Did you have herbalism?
No.
Herbalism. Okay, well, what I'll say is that you've heard her discuss these plants before at length, right? Talking about
Mhm.
them, and you just know that they're poisonous, but you don't know exactly what they do.
All right, I'll just keep going.
Okay. You travel a ways down the path, and the path comes up to a road that goes east and west. But to continue heading towards the mountain, you'd have to uh, totally come off or you'd have to stay off the road entirely. Or you can go
Is there
left and right and see if one of them eventually start heading back north.
is
But
there a is there like a sign at this crossroads?
there is not.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll go east.
Alrighty. Are you staying on the road or are you going to stay off of it and still follow it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay off and follow.
All right. You travel to where you know that soon that the sun will possibly be coming up, and that's kind of an annoyance. Uh, but at that moment, some welcoming smell hits your nostrils, and you kind of smell the scent of the dead.
Do I know where that smell's coming from?
You could possibly follow your nose if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go that way then.
Okay, you go clean off the road, off to the side and everything, and you go through the bushes and you start going around looking for everything. Go ahead and give me a spot check. Tell me what you hit.
16.
All right. Okay. You come up, and sure enough, uh, you see this thing off in the distance, and it's kind of moving outside of this bush. And you're like, I wonder what it is. You go to sneak up, and you happen to step your foot into a rope snare, and it pulls you up real high up, real fast. um, you can tell that you're high enough that if you cut the rope, you might, if you land wrong, you could possibly break something. It seems like you're pretty high up.
Mm.
But you are Elven, so I'll leave it up to you. um,
Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. Cut that rope.
all right.
I have a pretty good dex modifier.
You're reaching up to cut the rope at that time, and then you hear two voices, right? It kind of
Mhm.
hesitates you from cutting the rope, and you just listen to them real quick before you do it, right? And you hear or hear and see two gully dwarves coming out of the bushes. And one of them's like, starving. Oh, starving. Oh, God, I'm so hungry. Oh, jeez. Duck, that's no deer. I thought you said we were covering ourselves in piss, and that would do the trick. That looks like an elf.
So does my character know anything about Gully Dwarves? Does he really know anything about like the overworld because he's been in that tower for so long?
You know of dwarves. I don't know if you'd know exactly of gully dwarves. Do you have any type of history or anything on your character?
Yes, knowledge history.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me. I'll give you a DC of 14.
24.
Okay, you've actually read over gully dwarves. You know they're very, very stupid. They're down for almost anything. They're the grossest, smelliest of all dwarves. And you know that your people, as high elves, hate them more than all other dwarves. And actually, that's a common insult for them to call all dwarves gully dwarves. It's just their way of saying that they're stinky.
Okay. Have they seen me? Or so I assume they've seen me because they said it was an elf in the trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, one says, he's like, that gub, he sold you elf piss. I'm too hungry not to eat, Fappy. We should kill him. And at that time, he starts rubbing his tummy, and then he grabs a sling and he reaches into his pouch and he grabs a rock. You can choose to cut if you want to right now. It's up to you.
Okay. I'll give me.
Sorry, it's hard for me to read dumb gully dwarf. I don't know why I wrote that out so different. I should have wrote it out what I was trying to say and then be like, Lance, make sure you say it in a gully dwarf. I'm sitting here trying to read gully dwarf and I'm like, yeah, this ain't working. Anyway, do you go ahead and cut the rope?
Would it be possible to do kind of like two things at once? Like I can try to smooth talk, but also like start cutting the rope as I'm talking to them. Try to like my idea is tell them I could help them. I accidentally fell in your trap. It was my fault. But I can help you get something, maybe a deer, something with much more meat on its bones. Would that be feasible?
Wow. I'm not even joking. One of them rolled a 4 and the other one rolled a 1. They're like, the other one looks up. He's like, Dunk, you dumbass. And he shoves him. He's like, elves can hunt real good. He's like, we aren't going to be hungry now. We don't have to eat that elf. He can get food for us.
So
and fat farts.
Okay. Thank you. So do they let me down or do I need to cut myself down?
They go ahead and they release you. But
Okay.
they go ahead and they just cut it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you make a dex check, a DC of 16.
19. Sweet.
Nice. You do not break any ankle or anything, but that is the hardest you've ever landed from a jump.
Oh, I was going to do some cool like blade pose thing. Okay.
No. Okay. You're 19. I'll give you that. You made it look good. He's like, ooh. And one of them's like picking his belly button. He's like, fancy.
Okay. So, well, did I ever find that what caused that death smell or the smell of the undead?
Or that was them.
Oh, that was them. Okay.
They just smell so bad that they smell like death.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll talk to them and I'll say, all right, where's the best place to hunt for these deer?
I don't know. You're the elf.
Okay. So then
He's like, oh, go ahead. And right at that time, you notice the sun start to rise.
You know, I've heard that bears are very good sources of food. Maybe we should find a cave where a bear would sleep.
We have our cave, but we
Your
don't.
cave,
There's no bear in there.
your cave works fine. You know, I can lure a bear or a deer into a cave much easier than I can outside of a cave.
You want to come to our cave? But
Yes,
we're hungry now.
good things come to those who wait.
How long are we going to wait?
As long as it takes.
Are we going to have to eat you right now?
Nope, that will not be necessary. And so, like, I have like no.
One of them looks at the other one, and he's like, he kind of elbow nudges him. He's like, yeah, let's go sleep in cave. And he turns around and starts walking, and it's really nasty because he's just got a butt flap on, and he's got a real hairy back, and he's covered in dirt. But yeah, they start walking towards the cave.
Okay, so like I don't care at all about these two, right?
I would say that you actually despise them. They smell.
Okay.
I mean, okay, like I'm not saying that you're a full blown high elf because
Yeah.
you obviously have ties to the dark, but you still have an innate as high elves. If like I met a high elf that loved dwarves, I would be very impressed because I'd be like, well, how long did you travel with one? You know, because I mean, like, so I would say that you have a common dislike of dwarves, but that's up to you. You know, I mean, you could find them inspirational for all I know, but it's really however you want to take them. But commonly, your race would hate them, and these are the worst, stinkiest ones. So everything that they don't like about dwarves, these guys are the personification of.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
They go ahead and they get up to the cave and they go walking in there. And you notice that the smell gets 10 times worse as you get in the cave.
Do I see anything? Says I think I no. Well, I think I have dark vision.
If you roll a spot check, I can.
Oh my god! I'm okay with this. 20, not natural, just
Oh,
total.
you actually see the glimmer of a gem sticking out of the rock. You don't know how big the gem is. You just seen the shine of a gem that's sticking out of a rock.
Like I just see the two gully dwarves, no more, right? Like there's not
Oh,
like 10 waiting for me.
no. Well,
Okay.
the cave keeps going. Like you don't know if there's more down
Oh,
there or not. You don't know if there's more gully dwarves, but you know that they're just right there, and it's just their cave for right now, as far as you know.
okay. Well, yeah, sure. I'll give it a shot. I'll cast Charm Person on one of them. Click or clack. I don't really care which one.
It's Fap and Dunk.
Fap and Dunk. Then I'll do it on Fap, you know. That's a good name.
Okay, good. We can call him Fappy. It probably won't be as offensive, I guess. We can call him Fappy. Am I going to have to beep this out? I'm probably going to have to beep that out, ain't I?
Yeah, it's a will saving throw. Or yes, spell save DC 13.
All right, he
Oops,
fails.
sorry. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say it's 15, but
Okay.
okay. So then, Fappy, I have charmed, and I say, Fappy, my old friend. You
Mhm.
you don't really wanna eat me, do you? Sounds ludicrous. We've known each other for years.
I did earlier, but all of a sudden, I like you a lot. I could
See,
never.
That's just you remembering. I jogged your memory with all this talk about going back to your cave and bears and deer. Now be a deer and try talking your friend out of eating me as well. What was his name again? It was Fappy and
Dunk.
Dunk. Please talk Dunk out of this. You seem to have a language that only you two can speak.
You like Fappy?
Yes, I do. Fappy is
Hmm.
my friend.
I'll tell Dunk. He walks over and he's like, "Hey, Dunk." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Are we gonna eat or what?" He's like, we shouldn't plan to kill him like we just were. I know we were going to wait till he went to sleep and hit him head and rock, but I like him all of a sudden. He is really nice, soft elf. And you should not want to kill him. In fact, we should trust him. Dunk. He looks at him and goes, "I know you're so stupid, Fap." And he goes to punch him in the nose. And he hits Fap right in the nose really, really hard. He does 3 damage to Fap. And he's like, "You're stupid. I kill him now." Everybody roll initiative.
All right. Okay.
Fap goes on 2. The other guy goes on 12.
Into my initiative. Where is it? 27.
All right, you go.
All right. Well, for my first, let's see this really quick. Okay. My necromancer has an undead companion that I can summon.
Okay.
And he is a ghoul, an undead ghoul.
Just takes a few rounds, right? I'm joking.
Well, it says as just an action. So.
Oh, that's good. Okay, instant. I didn't know that they had instant popcorn undead. Well, here we go.
Well, that might also have quicken spell. So from what I've been able to combine, that adds extra to it. So all right, it is a ghoul. Let's see, it has 13 HP plus 2 initiative. So do I need to roll for that?
Go ahead.
11. AC 16. And so I'll summon it. How far am I from the 2 gully dwarves?
Oh, you're right there in front of him. I'm going to say that your magic slightly spooked them, and that's why they went so late in the round. So you went early and you started doing your magic, and they're like, and they're like, "Oh God!" I mean, I'm not saying that he's not deadly anymore because he passes morale, but you definitely did scare him with your elven magic.
Okay. Then, okay, so man, I don't really know. I don't really know what else to do. If I take a step back, I assume attack of opportunity.
Not if you do it defensively.
Yeah, then I'll back defensively.
Okay.
Just to get the ghoul between the gully dwarf and I.
Okay. Sure thing.
So then that'll
and that means it's Gully Dwarf's turn. All right. He went to attack the undead in front of him, and he missed. Then it'd be the undead's turn.
Okay. So he does a bite attack.
Okay.
15.
All right, that's a hit.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, my kids threw all my dice away, so now I gotta hurry and 1 die 6
That's a
item.
tragedy.
Start. Okay, it does 7 damage, and it's paralyzed.
Nice. How long is it paralyzed for?
2 turns. No, 3 turns, sorry.
Okay. Sure enough, the ghoul knocks it down and bites it, and out of the shock, it paralyzes it with horror, and he just starts eating on the dwarf. How long does the charm spell work on the other one?
1 hour per level.
Oh, sweet. He like looks down at it and looks at you, and he's like, gross.
Dig in.
Oh, I'm not that hungry.
So then I assume he's not going to. Is he just gonna let the ghoul eat away?
Oh, the ghoul does enough damage over the next few turns to kill him.
Oh, okay. So this is after combat.
Or not
pretty
that.
much?
Or how long did he knock him out for? 2 rounds?
3.
3 rounds? Yeah, he'd be enough chomping on him to kill him in 3 rounds,
Okay.
unless you decide to prevent that.
Nah. So okay. Then after I will I'll talk to Fappy and I'll say, Fappy, I noticed there was a rather large jewel in the wall. What's that all about?
Huh? He looks up and he's like, oh, damn. Wish I had a pick. I'd pick that straight out. That looks like a good one.
Well, Fappy, wouldn't you know, serendipity, some would say. I have a pick right here. And I actually legitimately do. This was total luck.
You have a pick? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have a pick in my pack.
He's like, oh, okay. And he grabs the pick from you and starts swinging into the area around the gym.
So, okay, I'm just kind of sitting back waiting.
Okay. He, you notice yourself getting kind of tired as you're sitting back if you get comfortable. And go ahead and roll a Fortitude check against me, or try to stay awake.
15.
Okay, you manage to stay awake until he gets the gym out, but you are feeling very, very tired. And you know that he probably doesn't have much longer till the spell wears off.
Alrighty. Well, good thing with that is... Okay, that's 1. I got 5 left. Okay.
When he does give you the gym, though, it seems to be a white, clear gym, right? But has some type of red liquid in it. Or that's what it looks like because you move the gym and the liquid moves inside of it. So you don't know what kind of gym it is. You've never seen one before like that.
Okay. Well, whenever I take it from him, I use the cantrip Touch of Fatigue.
Okay.
So, whenever I do that, give me a sec. Touch of Fatigue. I must
Russ took off. Is Russ still there? Guess we temporarily lost Russ.
Anyway. I must succeed on a touch attack. So
okay, so wait, Jared, do you have your mic on? Oh, so y'all's laughing. So okay.
Sorry. Well, we've been laughing a bunch, making a bunch of jokes. One of the things we're laughing about is I completely all I heard from you, Lance, was, "Oh, shit! I would have used a pick for that." It caught me off guard. We just started talking about a bunch of random stuff we have on our characters.
Or
he just
that I
happened, and he happened to have one on him.
Yeah.
That's good. That's so Skyrim. That's awesome.
I mean, I
He's like,
got
I'm gonna get me some ore. Let's go crafting. Okay,
Alright,
so you managed to cast the feebleness on him.
so now he is fatigued,
Hmm.
and so I have that in my hand. So you said that I have no idea anything about this thing. I've never seen it before in my life. Like, can I tell if it's like magical, for example?
Do you have detect magic?
Yes.
Okay, you can cast that if you like.
Okay, then. Yes, I will detect magic it.
Yeah, it's magical.
Okay. uh, so would like knowledge arcana be like if I did a knowledge check on seeing if I knew anything about it, knowing it's magical, then would
Yeah,
knowledge
it's extremely rare. So I give it a 21 DC, but you might.
Let's see. I got 20. Okay. Well,
Dang, that's close. Woo!
okay. So then, while he's fatigued, and I will you know what? I'll just cast light somewhere down in the or actually, so the sun's already up, or is it still
The sun's up. Yep.
okay? Hmm. So okay, so I'll tell Fappy, it's been a very long day and night, and you know, I think it's time that we both go to bed. I think it's about that time.
He's
What do
like,
you say?
Fappy got a poop, and he just
Oh,
takes a crap right there.
okay. Well, if this were Hogwarts, we just vanish it away. But
I look away for 2 seconds and all I hear is Pappy got a poo. Are you with a gully dwarf, Michael? Is
yes, I
rustling
am.
right now?
Yes, I actually am. We've just killed one, and Fappy is my new friend.
Poor guy.
Okay.
I expected this character to die really early on. I didn't think Fappy was going to be like a really long used name. I thought that was going to be like a 10-second name, and it is officially turned into a 25-minute name. I'm very glad about this. Thank you. I thought it was just going to be spoken between two gully dwarves about to feast on an elf, but no, he's become an official character.
This is
That's
canon,
and
guys.
that's why you don't pick names like that, because characters run with them, and they will charm them, and they will keep them like little pets, so they can use the name
You
over and
a
over.
gully dwarf? So
Continue.
we got.
Okay, so all right, so just he just took a shit, I guess. Okay, and I go. You know what? I don't. Okay, and then I just cast. I'll cast animate dead on the dead gully dwarf and have them fight.
To the death?
What?
Are you going to have them fight right now?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm kind of grossed out. I'm not feeling my best. I just watched a gully dwarf take a shit, and I'm just all together like I should just be done with this. This was fun while it lasted.
You like, and I wasn't trying to disencourage you. If you want to put a collar on Fappy, I'm not going to stop you. You know,
I
you
kinda
could
do.
totally build him a doghouse in the back. I'm not going to
Yeah.
stop you.
I mean, to be frank, I kind of do.
I hate it because I can't hear Jared's laughter. Jared's laughter is at a 10 right now, and it's silent, killing me. Anyway, I'm going to say your character sets back on a really nice, clean piece of moss in the cave, probably the only clean spot they haven't pooped in. and you lay back and you just slowly watch them murder each other. And you kind of just have a smile on your face as you hear the last few breaths leaving poor old Fappy, and you fall asleep in happiness.
All right, so
And I'm going to go ahead and leave that one right there.
okay, yeah, that's probably best.
What?
Or actually, really quick, what should I?
They're
What
eating
should
each other.
He went to sleep to the sounds of the zombies eating him. It's a necromancer. I'm gonna go. How am I supposed? I don't write this stuff. I mean, I do write this stuff, but he's the one that took it where it went. I was just I was gonna go with just a little bit of fun. He's the one that turned it into a circus.
Real quick, what do I call this thing that this gem? I was wanting to put it in my possessions, but what do I call it?
Oh, you can just call it Special Pearl.
Okay.
Is Pappy your special pearl? What?
He was holding it for him.
him.
He had to dig it out of him, or dig it out for him, and then he got to die a gruesome death just for freaking being a cannibal or whatever he is. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that you know, the necromancer had a good time. That's all I'm worried about. Is the players having an okay time? Dear God, poor Fappy. I'm glad this is this okay. So, anybody else want to say that name one more time before we close it? Because I'm done.
What's happening, guys?
Fantastic.
Wait, is Fappy your new undead companion?
You should meet his meet his twin, Jackie.
Fappy and Jackie that are currently eating each other slowly.
Oh, okay, that's not getting any better. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting on to an R rating, guys. Come on.
Well, I mean, that's
All
what
right,
happens. Run into gully dwarves.
Jared, your character floats up to the room, and Armaxa seals the floor back underneath y'all, right? She goes over to a cabinet and she opens it up, and she takes out 3 boxes, all of a different color. She opens the boxes and takes out each individual ring and sets it on the ground. She steps back and calls out to them. She says, "Secret, mystery, and nothing, come forth and meet your final edition." Well, all 3 of the rings change into their forms. The first one, Secret, she is Warforged, but she looks like she's made out of green emerald, and she glows underneath her emerald. She looks like a charging battery inside. The second one, Mystery, he looks like a Warforged, but he has like instruments on him, like his arms made into a flute. He has a guitar attached to his chest, and he almost looks like some kind of bard musician, Warforged. The last one, Nothing, he seems to be a tall minotaur-looking Warforged, and he's solid black. And you can tell that, or his eyes kind of burn as if there's fire inside of him, and there's actually kind of a heat coming off of him. Right whenever they come out and stuff, she's like, these are your fellow artifactons, Nameless. She looks at you and calls you Nameless for the first time. Secret, the green one, looks you over and she says, I don't feel much of a magical presence off him. She puts her hand out. She's like, I don't feel much magic off him. She goes, Mystery is like, he's not been taught yet. I recall when you was weak, Secret. He will grow stronger than the last one, I'm sure. Secret is like, haha, right? Nameless 2.0. Hopefully, he won't malfunction and be used for spare parts. Armaxa, she looks at the large black minotaur and she's like, nothing? Do you not wish to introduce yourself? Nothing looks over at you and the room gets even hotter as he heats up. You can hear the fire actually burning inside of him. Secret's like, oh, that's right. Nothing accidentally killed the last one. Doesn't that make two now? Well, his magic is so chaotic. Can you blame him? Armaxa, she's like, enough with the introductions. Return to your form, except you, Nameless. And the other rings change back to their rings. She places the rings back into their boxes and she closes each one. And then she turns to Nameless and she pulls a new box out from her sleeve. This is your name. Or she goes, this is your home, Nameless. In this box, and it's kind of goldish and bluish, different colors from the other ones. She goes, in this box, you can heal and even practice your magic in the Magirest. She goes, it's kind of like a bottle to your genie. Can you attempt to change into your ring form now for me?
Do I need to roll for that, or can I just change it?
Oh, DC 14. It gets easier each time.
Nat 20.
Okay, you flawlessly change into the ring. She's like, ooh, I told you it'd get easier the way more you try. I knew you'd pick it up. She goes ahead and lifts you off the ground and she puts you inside the box. She goes, you will not be able to change back while you're in here. She goes, but I will call for you when I need you. She closes the lid and she shuts and she locks it. Feels like you've been in there for quite some time and then the lid opens again. She seems sad, but she's not crying. And she has this fixed look on her face. She goes ahead and she shuts the box. She opens it a little bit later. And she says, time for your next test, Nameless. Sorry if it's your last one. She reshuts the box again and she locks it. What seems like an unmeasurable amount of days goes by within the box. You kind of almost stopped being like waiting for her to reopen it. Like it played over in your head over and over. She's like, this will be your next test and hopefully it's not your last one. And the test never came, As you set and you have nothing to do and you even grow weary of practicing your spells, the ones you know, you start having these occasional visions just once in a while. And every once in a while, you'll see a blonde woman. She'll be laughing and smiling, right? Another one, you've seen a vision of a child playing outside of these trees. When you have these visions, for just a little bit, it feels like you're living another life. The last vision you have, though, you're sitting there and you have you have a vision of Armaxa, but it's not of when you met her in the room or anything like that. She's looking sinister at you and directly in your face, and it feels like her hands are around your throat, and she says, you will serve me for all eternity. And that's where yours stops. for now. Sorry, guys. Some are shorter and some are longer. Depends on what has happened. Jared's like, did I just wait all that time for that?
And scene.
Frank, your sister is held back, and they pull the disgusting food away from her. Your mother grabs for your father and begins to cry out. And she goes, "We always knew this day would come, that she would go crazy. She needs to return to him." And the father looks at her and he's like, "So he can corrupt her further? No, I think not." He looks at the guards and he's like, "Return her to her chambers and shackle her. Make sure she can't hurt herself or anyone else." At that time, the other guard looks at him and he says, "Is that food in the land? Is it all cursed? Are we going to be okay?" He's like, shakes his head. He's like, "This ends now. We must find a source." Pierce, he looks at you. He's like, "I need you to go into town and see if you can find anything out. 10,000 gold pieces to anyone that could at least help me find out what's happening and how to stop it. Please, go let them know."
Very well, Father. I will go up to my room and get fully equipped and everything. And I'll have a servant. I'll tell a servant to go and ready my horse and all that. And once I am fully equipped and everything,
As you
I want
go,
to.
as you're approaching your room, getting to get ready, the guards were carrying your sister into the room, and she was singing a song that you all used to hear when you were little that she would sing you, but she's doing it in a very creepy, messed up way. But you go ahead and you finish getting ready in your room after you hear her singing the song.
Yeah. So once I'm done and everything, I will make a pit stop to her room real quick, just to give her one last look. Are her eyes black like the night before?
Her eyes aren't black, but her skin is pale and her veins are very dark. She seems slightly unresponsive. Like she knows you there, but she's choosing not to speak to you.
And on my honor, sister, I will bring you back to us. And from there, I will go and I will leave for town.
All right. You go ahead and you travel for a few hours to the city. Takes a little bit to get there. When you approach the city, you notice that there's already great commotion going on. Uh, there seems to be food. The black sludge has been thrown at the walls. It's dripping down the walls. You see people arguing it, people tearing food apart in the streets and everything, already getting very angry about it. It almost seems like you're walking into an apocalyptic scenario.
Where like the people are rioting and everything like that.
None of the food is good in the whole, all the
Right.
food in the entire land just went bad all at once. And everything they go to cook, no matter how fresh it is, when they bring it out, it's trash.
Is that the same for magical food the priests might make? Or
Um,
has that not been tried yet?
you haven't checked or anything.
Okay. Okay. Then what I will do is I will. Is there basically like a job board essentially, where my house or others would post like a concern basically of this one
Oh,
with
yeah, there's a bulletin board that you can approach.
okay. Then I'll basically write my missive on that, post it up there with the amount offered. And then from there, I want to go to the temples to speak to the priests.
Okay. Whenever you go to post the amount up on the bulletin board, a few of the uh, peasants take notice. They start calling out and screaming at you. They start saying, like, throw your money around, see if you can fix this problem. Never does anything. These nobles around here are useless. They start throwing the black fruit at you.
My family and I will do everything within our power to correct this. And I do not fight against like their throwings or anything like that. I just continue to go on to the temples.
Okay. As you're approaching and you walk away from the people, they still cuss you and throw the food at you. You're going up to the temple, and before you get to it, you run into a mother with a few small half giants. Uh, One of the children is sick, and he's pale with his veins blackened like your sister. She tries to stop you as you're passing, and she's like, you're of a noble house. You have food. Y'all have food stored, right, for my children? They can eat. Please take them with you. Give them something to eat.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but no one was spared from this conflict. Nobles and common people alike, we are all suffering. And that is why we are so intent on figuring out what is going on and how we might fix it.
It's like, so you can't take my children and you can't help me?
I will do what I can in helping you by fixing the problem at its source, but we have no food to give. Even our own has succumbed to this.
She's like, well, I would have went to the church, but it's so crazy over there.
What is going on at the church, my lady? May you tell me?
She goes ahead and walks to the edge and the road, and she points down at the church. You walk down there with her, and you look down towards the church, and sure enough, you see so many people trying to get in at once, yelling, screaming, some of them holding food baskets and everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, before I go, I will give her about. I'll give her 20 of my gold that I have with me. That I know this might not buy you food, considering all this is bad, but if you have to take your children and depart, then here's the funds to do so.
Okay.
And
She's
I
like,
will leave her. I'll leave her and go to the temple.
says, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You go up to the temple, but you notice that there's so many people there, you can't even walk through the crowd. Like, it's literally like they're backed up like hundreds deep trying to get in the door.
Okay. Then I want to try using a booming voice to tell the people to make way so that I may get through to get at the bottom of the problems here.
So, your armor is kind of spiky and it's poked a few people, right? But some of them are kind of nudging
Right.
you back because they don't want to move. You notice that your voice, or even though you're loud and bellowing, nobody's really listening to you. And those who have heard you, they're like, "Get in line, rich boy," and they're getting angry at you. Uh, During that time where one of them starts mouthing you, sure enough, you look up, and for a brief second, you look into the crowd, and you could have sworn you seen the tall, dark-figured man in your dream. But it's as if he went between two people and he was gone. When you see him, you have the sourest feeling in your stomach, and you get worried about your sister.
Did I see which way he disappeared to, going? Did it look like he disappeared behind some people to go into an alley, or was he just standing there and then someone walked in front of him and he disappeared?
Someone walked in front of him and he was gone, but he could have just went into the crowd. There's so many people there.
All right. I don't want to hurt anybody even more trying to get through. Shit. Okay. Seeing all this, everything that's happened here, nothing's going to change. Is there no back entrance into these temples, or is it, or the temples themselves just completely surrounded?
I would say that it's just very hard to get in there. And even if you did get in there, I'm pretty sure that the priests were busy. It just feels like right now that
Right.
the chaos of the city is so great. It'd be hard to get anything done with anyone right now because so many people are asking questions and demanding things all at once.
Okay. Then I would like to go up to the Lord's Manor, if I could,
Okay,
and try to.
you want to pick a random lord's manor then?
Is there the ruling lord here, or
Oh,
how is it?
you want to approach the castle?
Yeah, if possible, yes.
Okay. You go up to the castle and you notice a similar thing is happening at the front gates, except they're not letting anyone in. The church was actually letting people in, but the castle is fully barred
Right.
and it's not letting anyone in. And what's so messed up is the drawbridge on the thing to get across to the main castle is pulled up, and people's already like totally doused it in disgusting black sludge food, ordering them to
Right.
lower the drawbridge and let everyone in.
Does it look like it's on the border of uh forcibly pushing these people back, like to the point of military order?
That's going to be coming here soon. You're pretty sure. I mean,
Okay.
like right now, like these things have recently taken place, and this just
Right.
has arisen in the last couple hours. But yeah, you can tell at first. At some point soon, they're going to have to start trying to calm people down. But how can you calm people down when even the guards don't have food?
Right. All right. Then I will take one final look at the situation of the city and everything like that, and then depart back for my land.
Okay. Sure enough, you take one final look at the city, and you think about that guy over there, and you're like, I just don't trust this. What's going on? I feel bad. You know, how am I supposed to find anything in this chaos? I don't want to fail my dad, but
Right.
he kind of set me on a fool's errand to just find the answer in all this madness. So you go ahead and you leave. You start traveling back to the house. You're on a horse, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
assume I would be on one of the family Clydesdales, considering I'm so big.
Okay. You're on a horse. You go ahead and you start heading back to the house. You notice when you get up to the road that's in front of your house and everything, you already see people
Right.
laying down in the road, and you can see blood at a distance. Your character doubles up on the speed to get to the house, right? And when you come pulling up,
Right.
you see guards dead all over the yard, and you see a few dead in the road. And of course, you see your father laying up there, and he looks dead.
Ouch. Shit. And then I'll ride up. I'll all but jump off the horse. Yeah, and then run up to my father.
Okay, you run up to your father. You go to pull him over, and you can tell he's taking his last few breaths. He's trying to say something to you, right? But it can't get out, and you see the life leave him.
How does it look like he was killed?
He's stabbed like 5 or 6 times in the chest in a very small area, too. Like something just, with a decent sized blade, though, something just stuck him like relentlessly in the same area right around his heart.
Shit,
And you
all
can
right,
tell
then
he's
I
still
will.
bleeding. It just recently happened.
Right. So I will. I'll draw my weapons and I'll charge up to the house. Does it look like the gates and the front doors are like broken open?
Go ahead and roll a spot check.
14 on the roll plus 4, so 18 total.
Okay. Right after you see your dad and you're going up to the house and you're going to check it, you do notice a wagon driving away from the house at a super fast pace at a great distance.
Which way is it going? Or is there anything remarkable about the wagon? Or does it just look like a regular type of carriage?
You can see that it's black and it looks fancy.
Shit. Well, I'll need to check on my family first, so I'll run inside to assess what I can in there.
When you run inside, sure enough, first thing you find is your mom. She's laying on the stairs. She's been stabbed a few times in the body as well, but not in any fatal areas. Or she's been stabbed fatally, but she's not dead yet. She's dying. Uh, right whenever you come in, she calls out your name to you, and she puts her hand out.
I'll kneel beside her, put my sword down, make sure to keep my spiky armor away from, finishing her off.
Okay. You go in and she moves in, and she's sitting there, and you can tell she's dying. She's taking her last few breaths, she's coughing up blood and stuff.
Right.
And she says to you, her last few things she says to you, she says, "Don't go after her. It's not worth it." She dies.
All right. Well, looking around the place, I'm guessing it's just dead people, blood and gore everywhere.
Yeah, somebody came in there and tore them all apart.
And the way my mother was killed looks like the exact same way my father.
Same sword. Yeah, everybody's pretty much killed with the same blade.
The same blade in the same area.
Same width. About. Either that or multiple people wielding the same blade.
Right. Okay. Then I will go. Is the feed for the horses, like the hay and stuff, did that go bad as well?
Yeah, I'll say everything's going bad.
Damn. Okay. Well then,
You have a strong instinctual feeling that this is all tied together really hardcore. And I know
right.
you not only, I mean, curiosity, I know your mother's telling you not to do it, but I will say that you feel like
Oh no,
that the one thing.
I'm definitely going.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what I need to grab. Is there any like a family heirloom type symbol of station that like my father would have or my mother would have on them?
No, I would say that you can grab one of your father's amulets that represent his rank. I'd say he's got a collection of them up on the wall. You can grab one of them that says what your father's rank was. That's has your family heirloom on it.
All right, and I'll grab one of those. I have my signet ring and everything, so I'm gonna take two of the horses, like the one I'm riding, and then an extra one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say my piece over their bodies, but I'm hauling ass after that black wagon in the same direction.
When you get outside, you kind of notice something weird. You like get out and you jump on the thing and you're like, oh God, you're like, what has happened today? And then you think about where the sun is right now, and you notice that it hasn't moved since before you left.
I take out one of my. I give myself a little nick before I go out and everything.
Oh yeah, you're
Do
not
I
dreaming.
bleed?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not dreaming?
Yeah.
Shit. That was my one hope. Well, this is magic and mystery beyond my knowledge, so I'll just do what I can and find those responsible. And holding with my heirloom on and everything, I'm riding out towards that wagon.
Okay.
And when the
Do you
first
have
horse,
any type of tracking on you?
type of tracking, I have some points in survival.
Go ahead and roll that for me. DC of 13.
That would be a 13, good sir. I
Okay.
barely passed.
Well,
Thank God it's a wagon.
you just you think of to follow the wagon tracks, and you manage to stay on the path of where the wagon headed. You continue running at a fast pace, and you've been going so long that the horse has had to slow down a little bit and chill, and then you've actually started picking the horse back up again. You're running the horse pretty hard, you know, and
Well,
you go to slow it. Go ahead.
Well, no, because like from a character's point of view, like I know that I'm big and I'm gonna be running the horses fast. That's why I wanted to grab two of them,
Mm-hmm.
so that way the one I'm taking.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say you grabbed the second one earlier. That's perfect.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, because the idea was to switch off, so that way I could get
So,
even just a little bit further.
So you're riding and you're riding as fast as you can, and sure enough, one of the horses just collapse, and you just go to jump off of it, roll a reflex.
Yeah. Oh, great.
What'd you hit?
I'm in full plate. So I got a 10 on the die, and I have a +1 to my reflex. So it'd be an 11.
Okay, you didn't break anything on your way down.
But I did
you didn't
gracefully.
You didn't take any damage. The horse collapsed. You managed to go up to get on the other horse. When you do go get on the horse, something stops you and almost takes the soul out of your body, because you look up back in the sky behind the direction you were riding, and there's a giant ball in the sky. It looks like it's a freaking setting in your atmosphere almost, but it's the size of the moon, and it's right there in the sky, and it's huge. It becomes so scary, but then you realize what you're doing, what you have to do, and you jump back on the horse and you take off. You follow the.
Did that ball look like it was falling, or was it like a stationary floating orb?
Stationary floating orb in the sky, ginormous too, literally size of Texas.
Doom and despair.
So you ride up, and you start riding up the side of this cliff face. The tracks stop, and it goes onto a rock cliff face. You keep on riding up to the cliff face or whatever, and you get up to the side, and you come up over the top on top of this plateau. And sure enough, you see the wagon sitting there. You see the tall, dark man, and he has your sister over his shoulder, and he's walking into a giant portal. but the portal's still open.
With all the strength I can get the horse to muster and everything, I'm charging straight at the dude. I'm charging on the side where my sister is not. So, if he's in her left hand and everything, I'm charging his right side.
You start riding towards the wagon in the portal as fast as you can. But at that point, right when you get about halfway there, the eye on the big ball opens and it's looking down on the earth, right? It's like a big eyelid, and it opens and it looks down on the earth, right? And you see the pupil on it start glowing, right? And then all of a sudden, a huge freaking earthquake happens and the earth shakes and trembles like all over. You can see the dust for miles just pop up off the ground because everything shakes. Roll a reflex for me.
13.
All right. You come running up. You come running up, and sure enough, or you go on the horse, and it destables the horse. The horse breaks its leg. You manage to come off the horse, and you roll, and you keep running. Certain parts of the plateau are starting to pick up, and other ones are letting down, and you look across as you're running towards the portal, and you see basically all the land of the earth coming apart as if something's being pulled out of it, right? You see basically your world coming to an entire end, right? As things being pulled apart, and you jump into the portal right as it's closing, right? You start being shot through this tunnel of light, right? And right ahead, sure enough, you see the guy holding your sister going through the tunnel as well. He doesn't see you though.
Well, I'm not stopping my momentum, but my goal is to. Does he have my sister in front of him, or like
it's over her shoulder? Over his shoulder.
Okay, so my goal is to run up and basically hit him in the back of the knees.
Okay.
With my what's the word? If I'm able to get to him before he can hear me, because there's no point in me. Is it real loud in this place?
Yes, it's insane. It's like you're in a tunnel between worlds, and it's just light beams.
So the
it's all
noise from my
roaring.
plate armor wouldn't really matter.
No, huh?
Okay. Yeah. Well, then that helps me even more. So yeah. So same plan. I'm basically running up, and I'm basically going to try to hamstring or hit the back of the knees, basically to make him buckle. And that'll be my first attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit for me. I'll give you a +2 because of flank.
All right, Jared. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
17. So I have a +8 to hit
because
of my strength and everything. So
okay, awesome.
I hit AC 27.
No, you definitely hit him. Go ahead and give me your damage.
Damage 2d6 plus 5. 5 and 3, 8, 13.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Does that get him to drop my sister?
Negative. Roll initiative. He goes on a 22.
So I don't think anything I do will make me go first. I go on 9.
What's your AC?
23, fully armored up.
Okay. The first was so crazy is his sword came out of the sheath and went into his hand, right? He didn't have to pull it.
On its own.
His sword came
Okay.
out of his sheath and he went into his hand. He didn't have to pull it, right? But it came and the first one just barely misses you, right? And he turns it to the side and he slices your face open really deep through the cheek, right? And then the next one, he kicks you right in the chest real hard. Make a reflex save at a DC 17.
17. Is there any way that I can grunt it? In a sense, like, no, I guess that wouldn't really
Okay.
be-
See if you can out. Okay.
Right, because
You want to do a
my whole
strength check
idea,
against him?
'cause
Because
I'm
you're a pretty
full
strong
plate-
guy. Well, I mean, he's a half giant too.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. We can go
he
strength
is?
versus strength. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. He's
Yeah,
huge.
that's kind of my whole ethos, and well, my whole part of fighting is basically me being stronger than you.
All right, give me a strength check on him. See if he can keep from kicking you out there.
So
He had a 23 altogether.
are you kidding me?
Is it
I had a
spot on?
21.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh man,
he beat me
sorry.
by 2. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna say, right, is freaking like he kicks you out and you bust out of the lights, right? But it's almost like a glass. What's so weird? You bust out of the lights and you go to grab it, right? And you're like holding on to the end of this thing, right? And it starts cutting your hand. And he's like, stupid, just like your father. And he goes ahead and he kicks you one more time in the face as you're holding on, and you end up letting go, right? You fly around into space, and it feels like you fly into this other portal thing, and then bam, you land on the ground, right? You get up, and sure enough, the whole area looks different. There's a sun in the sky like on your world, but it's a slightly different color. You know, it's like the color of the grass, the color of everything is a little bit lighter and brighter, right? You look around and sure enough, you don't see your sister or him.
I don't even see the tear per se that I came through.
Oh, I will say that when you look up, you see the tear closing.
Okay. So was there anything remarkable about the man's face or anything that I could call upon to remember?
Actually, looking at his face real close, he looks just like your father. Except no facial hair.
Great. So right now I am stranded in middle of nowhere.
Yep, you land on the ground. Kind of hard, but not enough to damage you.
Right. Did he do any damage to my face with that cut? Any actual damage? I don't remember if he actually said.
Oh, I was just a point of damage. Or no,
okay,
let's go. Let's go 2 points of damage. He just cut you good. Just a little slice.
Okay. Good old battle wound. Nice scar there. Okay. Looking around me, is there anywhere here that looks familiar?
Nowhere that you spot right offhand.
Okay. And that tear closes up. So I'll take a moment to try to survey my surroundings, see if I can see any civilization in the distance or shoot. 'Cause I don't have any knowledge,
way off in the
skills, or
distance,
anything.
you see what it seems like a mountain, right? But it's covered in something green and it kind of looks crazy. Like neon green looking, but it's way off in the distance.
All right. So first I'll plant my sword on the ground and everything, and then I'll make this vow to all the gods of my forefathers that nothing will keep me from this man and my sister. And that no matter where he has gone, I will track him down through any world and any place. And from there, I'll pick up my sword and I'll start hoofing it towards that crazy looking mountain.
Nice. We'll leave you off right there. Josh, I'm going to say you're
Yeah.
traveling down the road a little bit, right? And you're fumbling through the words on your little box, right? Is Jared still there? Did I lose Jared? Anyway, you're fumbling through the words on your box and you kept on trying to find words that landed on what you did. And sure enough, you
I'm the
put
boss.
in the word nameless in it,
Yeah.
and the box top opened. Jared, for the first time in a long time, your box lid opens and you can officially change out of your form once the lid's open, but you have someone looking at you you've never seen before.
Before he changes, what does it look like? The ring.
Oh, he doesn't, or that's if he chooses to change. But I mean, I'm just saying, the ring is a gold and blue, really pretty metal. You know, very well detailed, kind of the same color as the box. The box you can tell is pretty much designed for the ring. Is there anything you
Yeah.
want to do? Or oh yeah, he
I'll
can't
probably
talk in
start
ring form, can he?
Yeah, I'll probably once I realize that I have it open, I'll probably stop, just kind of take a quick look around, make sure there's nobody around me or anything, and I'll probably just kind of sit down and pick up the ring and look at it and just fiddle with it, see if there's any like engravings or markings on it or anything like that.
All right. Yeah, when you look at the ring close, it almost looks like uh, very detailed pieces of metal put together. Like it's like somebody put it together with a magnifying glass. It's so detailed and small. The closer you look at it, you notice that he's getting really close to you, Jared, looking at you. I don't know if you're still comfortable with that. It's up to you.
I'm just staying silent for now until either he puts me down or he puts me on, one of the two. And at that point, then I might break silence. It depends on how this person acts. I'm wary
I
of
mean,
this. This is
what I probably would do, what Othello would probably do, I would probably put the ring not on, just because I'd be worried that, just putting on a random ring, I have no idea what it does. But I'd probably like put it in my pocket, and then I'd probably shut the box and put the box in my bag, and then probably just keep heading on. I'll probably check my tattoo, make
Okay.
sure I'm on the right track.
All right, you go ahead and slip the ring into your pocket, Bilbo style, and you check your tattoo. And sure enough, you're going in in the right direction. But you decide to go ahead and switch it up and just go a little bit further this direction also, because you're like, is it moving? I don't know. I'm gonna stick to this direction though.
close enough proximity and everything that I can speak to him through the telepathic link, or do I have to be warned to be able to have that?
Hmm. You know what? I'll give you the ability. Oh yeah, because you could still cast your verbal spells if you were being warned, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, so you can still speak in ring form.
Okay. Boy.
I
So
just
where are
stop.
we
I'm
headed?
like, I just stop and look around. I'm like, hello? And I'm like slowly like about to pull up my bow and just looking around.
You can go ahead and roll a spot check.
See what I get here. That would be 25.
In the area you thought the voice came from, you see a squirrel sitting on the log looking at you.
I look at it. I kind of just keep my eye on it, and I take a step or two forward. And I'm like, hello?
It pops up real quick, like it's nervous, and it starts acting like it's going to possibly scurry away.
Can I take... Did the bag that I had, it came with rations, right?
Yeah.
Can I break like a part of the ration off and just kind of be like, here, take this? And I kind of just kind of toss it kind of halfway a little bit.
Okay,
And I kind of just wait.
roll your handle animal for me at a difficulty as 16.
I got an 8.
Okay, you go to approach the squirrel, and you can tell he just doesn't trust you, and he runs off and runs up a tree. And you're like, ah, that was a non-friendly magical squirrel.
Take what?
Hello? And I walk over to the
Hello.
tree. Can I tell it's coming from me, or I'm still
Okay,
fixated
so
on the
go
squirrel?
ahead. You can do a listening check.
14.
You can tell it's coming from not coming from the squirrel. It's actually coming from what seems like on your person.
I guess first thing, I'll probably pull out the box.
Okay.
Inside the box, is there anything else other than the ring?
Nope.
And then I guess I'll take out the
Oh,
ring.
okay. You pull out the ring. He's got you back out.
Oh, is it daytime?
The ring
Bright
kind of
out.
slight pulses as it speaks.
So I kind of pull it close. I'm like, look at him like, hello?
Hello.
I kind of like put it back. Who are you?
I am nameless.
Nameless. Everybody's got a name.
I don't believe I was given one.
So, what are you then? Just a talking ring?
I am not sure. I have another form.
What's the form?
Set me on the ground.
I'll set it on the ground and kind of take a step back and kind of just get my bow kind of at the ready, not too aggressive, just kind of, wary.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What is it?
Lance, your phone.
My phone?
Yeah.
Oh, got you. I'll send it to you here in a
I'm
little
going to
bit,
try
Frank.
and focus into my humanoid form.
Okay, DC 10.
All right. 14.
Okay. Sure enough, you notice a couple little pulses come from it, and he just fully what's so crazy is like the intricacies of the ring just kind of form and get bigger, and then just like everything goes transformer kind of a sudden, and then all of a sudden he's like a whole standing metallic being sitting in front of you. Never seen anything like him ever.
I kind of just stand there stunned. And I'm like, friend or foe?
Lost.
Kind of the same, to be honest. And I kind of just kind of lower my bow a little bit, but kind of still have it at my side.
So where are we going?
Well, I guess we're going this way. And I kind of just point to the direction I was going to. Like, if you're lost, are you looking for anything, or...
My master said that I was to perform a final test, or hopefully this wasn't my final test, but my next test. and then left me in the box.
Who is your master?
Armaxa Breath Stealer.
Have I ever heard that name before?
You've actually heard your mother cry it out in her sleep.
So I kind of hear that, and I'm, would I have ever pried into that, or do I know any more information, or just do I know the name?
When you asked your mom the following day about her horrible dream where she mentioned the woman's name, she said it was nothing to be worried about, that she's long gone and she just haunts her nightmares now.
Okay. I kind of keep that to myself. I just kind of notice the name. Well, I guess the final test is that way, maybe? Might as well travel together, right? You wouldn't believe the day that the night that I had 3 days ago. Won't get into the details, but let's just say I'm missing part of me.
Understood.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Definitely was not fun. Actually, and I show him my hand. I'm like, have you ever seen anything like this? And I show him the tattoo in my hand.
I will say that
Unfortunately, not.
he hasn't seen anything like that.
Well, I guess for now, we travel this way. If we're both lost, better together, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll just lead the way and check my tattoo again, make sure we're kind of going that way.
I'll follow along.
Right, I'll go ahead and leave you off there. Michael, you were still in the cave, right? Or were you just leaving the cave?
I fell asleep in the cave.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, you go ahead and you wake up.
Okay, so I assume it's nighttime now, so I can actually go out without being burned by the sun.
Yep.
Okay. I'll probably go the same direction that I was going earlier before I got all caught up in all that. So I guess east.
Okay. Okay, you continue traveling. You go east, and sure enough, the road winds and goes back north towards the mountain. You travel what it seems like most of the night. You're coming up to an area to where you know that you're not too far away from the mountain, right? Russ, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I need both of y'all to roll a notice check for one another.
Okay.
I got
12.
Okay. What'd you get, Mike? D20.
Not that. I got like an 8.
Okay. Russell, you're traveling away from the mountain, right? You're kind of shocked. I would say that you've been heading south towards the temple that you were supposed to go to after the city or before the city was destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Is that cool, or would you want to head somewhere else? My bad. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I'm heading that direction.
Okay. Well, that's the last thing
I
I
don't have
remembered,
anything.
and that's the only place you can think of that carries your faith that you might think is safe that you could tell them about. So you start heading in that direction. Sure enough, after quite a bit of traveling, it's not
Well,
too
I
far.
don't stay on the road at all.
Okay.
I stay off the road. I make sure I'm covered up.
And you're off the road as well,
Actually,
Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Russ, I'm going to say, what was you saying actually?
oh no, I'm just gonna stay off the road and make sure I'm covered up completely.
I
Okay.
make it a point to find the road because I'm lost.
Okay, Russell, like I said, sure enough, you see an individual that looks very closely to Michael's character. And he's going through the woods. You happen to spot him before he spots you. But he looks like he's wearing priestly type robes, or mage type robes, excuse me, magic type. Um, he doesn't look aggressive, I would say, but that's up to you. You can't tell that much though. He's got a hood on, but you can kind of see his face and his white hair.
Okay.
I still have a smile from the memory of hearing
The Gully
of
Dwarves
hearing.
eat each other.
I just
Anybody want some?
smile and giggle and just.
Anybody want some extra ranch on their gully salad? Anyway,
I'll stay behind. I'll stay away from him.
okay. Do you try to hide from him?
No, I think I'll be okay. I'll keep farther back so you can't see me.
Well, I mean,
Is he walking in the same?
that's an attempted like conceal yourself. Like I'm saying, y'all came across each other, and he like barely, like you rolled a little bit over him, but he possibly could have seen you. If you're going to conceal yourself, I'd probably have to have you roll a hide check.
Nah, I just keep walking in the direction I was.
Okay. All right. Well, sure enough, but you're fully robed, right, Russ?
Yeah, no, I'm fully covered with that blanket. You can't see any of me.
Did you put the mask on?
No.
But you still have it covered where you can't see your face?
Yeah, no. You can't see anything.
All right, Michael. Sure enough, you see a hooded feather or figure. Seems like it's walking from the direction that the mountain is in, and it's coming your way. From what you can see, it looks like it hasn't deterred, but it also doesn't look aggressive.
Hail and well met, traveler.
I do not wish to be bothered. I keep walking.
Well, if you could at least, if I could trouble you for just what is up that mountain? I point to the big mountain.
I don't know. Why don't you go look at it?
Alrighty.
Okay.
So then I'll just turn and head towards the mountain again.
Now I can see he's an elf.
Huh?
I can see that he's an elf now.
Yeah.
Is he speaking to me?
When he came up to you, you could tell he was an elf.
Okay.
As he goes to walk away, roll a spot check, Michael.
14.
You notice that his feet are skeletal.
I couldn't help but notice. You seem to have bones for feet.
I wish not to be bothered right now, and if you push this, it's not in well for you.
Use control undead.
Use control. Damn, Frank. Are you what? Just taking out all the stops right at the beginning, like control undead. I was hoping that nobody's going to say that spell for a while, but Frank is like, I'm on it. Control undead.
I mean, to be fair, that I was already thinking about that.
Oh well, can't stop Michael.
Somehow.
I think I just heard Russell grunt like a bear.
No, I think it was somebody's phone.
Oh, somebody farted?
That was me trying to think.
I thought I heard Russell be like,
No, that was the hamster that runs the wheel in my head getting tired.
Hey, well, I mean, guys, I try to keep it at least like 3 hours, like 7 to 10. Is that cool with y'all still, though?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah, sorry if some people's were longer and shorter. I really tried to write it out as good as I can. If it goes real quick, then I apologize. Uh, but like I said, I just write it so much to where the story's going to fit together. So if somebody has a short
Right.
playthrough, just realize that this is the beginning, and here soon everybody will be together. So, and then you won't have to fight over time as much. But like sometimes openers will seem shorter and sometimes they'll seem longer, and I have to apologize every time for them.
ah.
So I keep to myself and I start walking away.
Hmm.
You notice in the vision that uh didn't she like create the lava in the vision and it started turning the people into undead? Did you
All I saw in my vision was
go ahead?
just what is it? Oh, I had it written down. Stop missing. Just
I guess I could have
oh,
looked it up.
it was like she put the staff down, and then like a green,
Quiet.
like green,
No point.
almost like
Intermission.
what is it? A wash of green came out, and I could see like undead in there, but yeah, it wasn't like I didn't see the act of the lava being formed and the lava turning people undead and things like that.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to say is when you go to speak to Russell further, you do have a slight vision of that happening. Uh, I'll say whenever you're looking at Russell, you'll just see the green liquid running over all these dwarven people and turning them into undead, right? And it's just like you kind of had another vision of it. I will say that it's a divine force trying to direct you.
Okay. I know what happened.
The person you take control of.
I turn to I turn and I say, I know what happened, I may be able to fix it too.
I turn, I look at him. You really think you can fix this?
I
You,
believe
in the middle of the woods, you don't know where you're going. Some simple elf can fix this.
well, maybe
I am the
not right
highest
this exact
ranking
second.
priest that graduated yesterday. I cannot fix this. I am heading to the temple I was supposed to be put at to have this fixed. My entire priesthood has been wiped out by a single thing in green liquid. You can fix this? Do not lie to me or yourself thinking you can fix this.
If I had the tool that I was sent out to achieve, which is what caused you to turn this way, then I could fix it.
Then you cannot fix this because you do not have a tool. If someone had a tool to fix this, then they can fix this. So your statement earlier was a lie. You need something and then you can fix it. I need something and then I can fix this.
I was
You're
speaking
not
more of a
paying.
can in a potentiality sense. It's a necrotic device that was it's a necrotic device that was used. I am a necromancer, and so put two and two together, and yes, eventuality of a can, but it is within
Oh,
my
geez.
ability.
A necromancer. Truly a blessing.
Why, thank you. You're the first one to say it.
Drum roll. Symbol.
Grumpy.
Then what are you seeking? What brings you here?
I seek the ocean of dead. Oh, I almost said dread. The ocean of dead. One of the most powerful necromantic artifacts that my school had was stolen and was used to turn you and your kingdom into this.
That's fun. So it's your fault I'm like this.
It's not my fault. I didn't use it.
Were you protecting the school and the property that it was being held within?
No, it was stolen far before my time.
You're an elf. You live a long time.
But things can happen before I'm born, right?
Yeah, still elven people watching over it.
You don't know
I'm
very
pretty
many
sure I can still.
necromancers.
People blame me for what my father and forefathers did. I can blame you for what you and your forefathers done.
Is it
Shouldn't
right
I
for
be
them
able
to blame
to?
you? Is it right for them to blame you for what your forefathers did?
They do anyway, without my
That's not my
permission or
question.
will.
It's not my question. Is it right? Because if it's right, then yes, you have a right to. But if it's not, then you do not have a right to.
And so you do not judge me in this moment?
No.
Then farewell. Have a nice evening.
All right. I guess that you're going to be like this forever.
Possibly. Or how long does this last? Whatever spell she used, or chemical, or potion, or anything fiendishly done to me.
I will say that he's the first undead you've ever seen that wasn't being controlled, and you don't understand it.
Well,
Every undead has a controller, a maker that commands them, and he just seems like he doesn't have one. And if he came from that death mountain, then how the hell isn't he under the service of the staff? That does cross your mind.
Well, do I know that he's not controlled, or does it just seem like that?
Or obviously he's not. I mean, undead are mindless and ravenous, and he's talking to you, but he's undead, and he came from there. And if it really went down the way it looked like in your vision, then you don't understand why he would be normalish, I guess. He's one of the weirdest undead you've ever seen that wasn't being told to be kind, or he's what you'd like to call a solitary undead. That it's almost as if he wasn't created for a purpose. Like he's just wandering aimlessly, and you try to help him, and then obviously you can tell he's depressed, but it just makes no sense because most undead are mindless, and those who aren't are dedicated to serve whoever created them.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
It's settled. I'm going with you.
Lance, the trees
Fine.
quake as I run.
What?
Frank's coming to
Fine.
y'all. Frank's coming to save the day. Frank, I'm not going to bring you in there until they need you.
Right?
No, I'm joking.
Don't worry, I won't stop.
Lance, I was going to ask if I can roll an intelligence to see if I know of the staff he speaks of.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Or, well, actually, I'll just say that whenever he mentions the staff, you definitely remember seeing the floating bitch with the staff. And it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Sorry, I dropped it with the B word. But it kind of makes sense that it's called the Sea of the Dead. And I will say, Russell, as far as evil feelings gotten from, you as a priest have encountered a lot of evil. Now, you don't know if that's being tainted by the situation you went through, but you know that you still had your priestly powers, so you assume that you would be able to still be able to sense evil, and you don't feel it from him.
Thank God he wasn't there yesterday.
Well, that was another day altogether. That's nothing to do with today.
There's nothing more evil that you could do to a gully dwarf besides the fact that it is a gully dwarf.
I mean, if you told Russell's character probably wouldn't be that offended. He would be like, "Yeah, they're pretty bad."
Yeah, I turned over a new leaf today, but it turns out I have the Black & Decker drill of leaves that's constantly turning over.
Death is a mercy for gully dwarves.
Exactly. You just put them back into the cycle, and maybe they'll get better next time.
That's the beautiful part about neutral. You can change anytime. You'd be like, you know what? I'm feeling more this way today. But all right, like I said, Russ, you don't sense any evil off him. It's up to y'all if you want to trust each other. He sounds like that he's going to follow you regardless whether you agree with him or not, just because he's intrigued about your scenario.
Well, I can't stop you unless I kill you, and I'm not going to do that today. So follow along as I head to the other temple.
Wake up
But I will tell you, the staff you, I raise my hand and I'm like, the staff is up there if that thing is still wielding it. Good day.
So I just follow him.
All right, y'all. That's where we're going to leave tonight's session off at exactly 3 hours. Isn't that good? That's how long I wanted it. I guess everything did work out the way it was supposed to. Hope y'all had a good time. Like I said, y'all, the party will be meeting up soon, more all together. And next session, we'll be split off into just 2 different sessions, right? And that won't take long to possibly bring y'all together even further. But thank y'all for having the patience for the openers. They mean a lot to me. You know, like I said before, it just gives a character more definition. So whenever you do go through stuff like this, like I said, if they're short, if they're long, really what it is I'm just trying to give your character a foot in the door and you understand what he's gone through before he meets the rest of the party. But like I said, I appreciate everything else done, and you played the characters excellent tonight. I had a great time. I don't know if y'all had a great time, but I'm super excited. So we probably won't be doing it next week.
No, I'll be at work.
Yeah, I gotta set up some stuff we bought a new machine at my place, so gotta set stuff up for that.
Okay, well, that gives us plenty of time to work on stuff. Like I said, feel free to contact me about your characters and stuff if y'all need to know anything. And it was a great episode, but I'll go ahead and let all y'all get some much needed rest. 3 hours. But thank you all
we
for
can go
showing
longer
up.
if you want.
Russell's like, I'm going to the temple. I need an encounter.
You encountered me.
Yeah, I didn't know how the 3.5 priest turning worked. I freaking totally should have encountered that in Russell's stuff. I thought he was going to end up healing the dwarf, and then they was going to fight a lot of skeletons together. But he ended up turning like 3,000 hit die every time he turned. And now I'm starting to wish they were like zombie hordes of 10, so at least he'd have one left to fight. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call her for tonight, everybody. Stopping the recording right now. Thanks again for showing up, and y'all can stick on for a little bit if you want to talk some more.
Cool.
Well, Lance, we already have a problem. You said there was going to be 2 sessions, but there's 3 groups. You have Russ